Island Society Limited was incorporated in 1940 via a bill known as Chapter 3621 of the laws of Guyana. Many of us weren't born then. In the initial period after the establishment of the NBS, growth was slow and profits were insubstantial. Nevertheless, the society made satisfactory progress as its products and services became better known and public confidence grew. Our total assets at the 1st of May 1940 was 153,000 Guyana dollars. By 1960, 1,500 families were given the opportunity to own their own homes. The role of the NBS in helping to alleviate the housing crisis was very obvious in that it was estimated at that time that 1 in every 14 families within Georgetown and its environs was living in a house either bought or renovated with a loan from the society. At this time, NBS became the leading organization in Guyana that lent for home renovation or purchase. And may I say that to this day, it remains the #1 institution for that purpose. The road, however, was not always smooth. A lot of innovations had to be implemented to ensure the survival of the society. Things took a turn for the worse when, in December 1962, the Society's chief office, located at Lot 1, Avenue of the Republic, Georgetown, was destroyed by fire. Fortunately, we were able to salvage a significant amount of records. The Society was then able to rebuild the office by October 1965. Having outgrown this structure in Republic Avenue, we were virtually forced to find a new location where we constructed a new chief office building, a 4-story edifice that currently enhances downtown Georgetown's skyline at Lot 1 North Road and Avenue Republic, Georgetown. This building was opened by the President on the 15th of June, 2012. Our customers were extremely satisfied with the greater convenience provided, along with comfort, security, and parking facilities that we constructed. Branches. The NBS has 7 branches located in Georgetown: New Amsterdam, Rossignol, Rose Hall, Corriverton, Mackenzie, and Essequibo. The opening of these branches has been deliberate in that it gives the society the distinct advantage of being able to deliver its products and services all across Guyana. Corporate citizenry. The NBS has always demonstrated good corporate citizenship by allocating financial resources to communities to the benefit of all Guyanese of all walks of life. Over the years, we have made and continue to make substantial contributions in the areas of education, sports, and charitable projects. NBS is also one of the largest investors in the Bobby's Bridge, which is located in the county where we have established 4 of our branches. The Corriverton branch, historical perspective. In an effort to take our products and services to the people of Upper Corriverton, the NBS opened a branch office in the Corriverton area on the 6th of October 1997, utilizing a rented building. Having enjoyed good growth, we then acquired our own building at the current address, that's here, Lot 31, 78 Village Quarantine, Corriverton Quarantine, Barbies, just obliquely across the road from the previous office. The newly acquired branch office was opened to the public on the 4th of September 1999 with some renovation works being done, after some renovation works were done to it. The directors of the society, being ever thoughtful of all aspects of our operations, took a bold decision to construct a modern structure at this location that will provide excellent comfort, security, and parking facilities to all of our customers. Coincidentally, the current branch manager, Mrs. Sarojini Ramdat, and her mother were the first persons to open savings accounts when the branch was established on October 6, 1997. At that time, she was just a student. And it's simply remarkable that after joining the society as an employee, from the low rank, she has risen through the ranks to head this branch office. Financial highlights of the NBS. As of today, the NBS is very sound financially, with assets topping 61 billion Guyana dollars as compared to $153,000 in 1940. For those who are acquainted with accountancy, our reserves stand at $13 billion, our savings total $48 billion, and our mortgage portfolio is at $37 billion, spread over 10,000 mortgages. Our short-term investments and liquid assets total approximately $20 billion. In each of the last 3 years, we are able to surpass $1 billion in profit every year. Our society is committed to the provision of mortgages and related services to the benefit of all Guyanese, in particular as it relates to the enhancement of the National Housing Project. And I would like to take this opportunity to urge all of you to continue to have faith in this wonderful society.
Long before Guyana became independent, living conditions were no better than those of the slave and indentured laborers. But men of vision and courage, profound insight, contemplate ways to put an end to this deplorable and depriving condition suffered by their fellow countrymen. In April 1940, men of distinction and honor established a funding agency with the principal aim of offering loans and other forms of credit to persons desirous of processing their own residency. Repayment plan was formulated, of course, with their income and their applicants. The loan was made affordable with interest rate lower than existing commercial bank. All collateral requirements were minimal. This grant scheme became a reality and called the New Building Society. From its humble beginning, it has now spread its wings to far and near, giving access to low-income families. We are here today to witness and celebrate the formal opening of this remarkable new building, spectacular in its architecture. It is well documented that despite the period of national economic stagnation, the NBS has always managed to keep its feet leaping forward and its sight focused on further development. Striving against the impossible odds, it built itself bricks by bricks, drops by drops, moment by moment, until this agency has now planted its roots in all major commercial locations across Guyana. And this was told by the previous speaker. To reflect the company policy of continual upgradement and advancement, the old wooden structure formerly located in front of the building, which served the company since its establishment in Corriverton, and I repeat, 1997, was demolished. Not only is the building glamorous in its appearance, but once you get inside, you're greeted with renowned, courteous, cheerful, and competent staff. The NBS does not work in isolation, but in collaboration, partnership with government, past, present, and I'm sure in the future. While government provide house lots to deserving applicants, the Housing Trust was supported by affordable loans from NBS, the crucial alliance that made it possible for the establishment and expansion of the housing scheme all across Guyana. We're not here to only celebrate the opening of this building, but also to pay tribute to the years of service to the people, especially in this community and beyond. Let us not forget to applaud and say thank you to the management and staff of NBS for executing their duties and responsibility with devotion, meticulous care, and discipline, of course, work ethics. The new building stands as a towering monument proclaiming the optimism about the future of Corriverton. As an investment, the millions budgeted, and we were told 110 million for the construction, imbue in the message of hope and the faith that as long NBS remain viable, the flourished entity, all citizens of this municipality and its surrounding will one day be proud homeowners. In closing, let me congratulate the management and staff for the dedication and sacrifice they have made in having the dream of hope of this new building brought into reality. I extend my best wishes for continued progress, prosperity, success in the many years ahead. Mr. Chair, please permit me for two plea. Whilst I was coming here, because, and this is no secret, the little downturn we have in our economy, residents was asking whether we can ask NBS. And when I look at the figures that you present, 13 billion, 13 billion, in terms of processing the applications, I know it's cost almost over $100,000, and I'm sure that some of those documents also protect you. Whether NBS is prepared to split that in half, I believe you can attract new people for loans. The other one I understand is not applicable for NBS, and that is if you need a loan to build a house. You have to take out fire insurance, you hold my transport, and then you're talking about a life insurance. Again, I said, I understand the life insurance is not applicable to NBS. With these few words, I say congratulations. May God continue to give you strength and hope. Thank you very much.
Just admiring this building and modern branch tells me that whatever gave rise to this moniker is no more. I get the impression that this building will provide a more spacious and conducive environment for your customers to conduct their banking business. Mr. Chairman, as a bank with many years of experience in the banking business, it is obvious that your sagacity has caused you to see something in Berbice that your competitors have not seen. And I want to congratulate you for your foresight.
It is well known that banking branch infrastructure is changing around the world. Financial institutions are closing, downsizing, and recreating branches heavily dependent upon technology. All of these efforts are necessary to become more profitable. The very mobile nature of banking today drives the fate of many branches. Indeed, according to the Bank of America CEO, Brian Moynihan, quote, "People effectively carry a branch in their pockets," end of quote. It should come as no surprise, therefore, that banks are significantly growing mobile banking customers while eliminating a number of branches. Perhaps there is another reason why you here at NBS have taken the decision to establish this branch. It is claimed that rural banks have unique perspective on their local economies because of their heavy involvement in community development projects and local businesses. However, globally, community banks face multiple challenges related to industry consolidation, competition from other banks and non-bank service providers, and funding pressures. Among the most important trends in the banking industry is consolidation, dating back to the early 1990s, which has resulted in a significant decline in the number of banks, especially small community banks. Your NBS courageous decision in the face of these trends is to be commended, especially given the state of the economy in Berbice. Mr. Chairman, integral to extending your banking business beyond your corporate headquarters in the city is to promote financial inclusion, which is ordinarily defined to mean the delivery of financial services at affordable costs to vast sections of disadvantaged and low-income groups. Your task, therefore, is to ensure that appropriate and quality financing is accessible and affordable to low-income and other vulnerable groups that are excluded from the formal financial system. The New Building Society has an enviable record of contributing to this venture by establishing 6 of its 7 branches in rural communities, and 4 of them are located in Berbice. Therefore, my expectation is that you will continue to provide the necessary financial products and services to the residents of these communities. I hasten to add, however, that the benefits of this investment to the people of Berbice will only be realized when customers receive the standard and quality of service to which they are entitled. While it is appreciated that the cost of providing banking facilities and infrastructure can be significant, it is also important that the level of banking charges should be seen to be commensurate with the quality of the service. Striking a satisfactory balance between bank profitability on the one hand and the provision of good banking service to all sectors of the community on the other hand is a challenge on which the financial sector in Guyana needs to address immediately. The New Building Society and the other banks in Guyana will need to work in earnest towards instilling positive attitudes in their staff and in creating an enabling environment to meet modern-day customer expectations with confidence. I am confident that the New Building Society will not spare anything in living up to the expectations, given your vision, which is, quote, to provide the very best mortgage and savings products through a large network of branches, modern technology, and a disciplined, affable, and well-trained staff, and to uphold our social responsibilities through involvement in worthwhile community projects, end of quote. Mr. Chairman, the opening of this branch is occurring at a time when sugar, one of the 2 conspicuous economic activities in Berbice, is in deep trouble, following the confluence of adverse circumstances, not least of which was the steep and progressive decline in the premium price in the European Union market. Workers are fearful of job losses and their future. Communities that have been serviced directly or indirectly by sugar production are in need of a new anchor for their sustenance. For its part, the government has invested approximately $2 billion in the sugar industry over the past 2 years. But such average yearly transfers will be difficult to be sustained. As such, the government has prepared a white paper that outlines the path to divestment and diversification of non-profitable estates and activities, leaving a restructured Gaisuku that can engage in sustainable sugar production and byproducts. The government will continue to provide services that are germane to the well-being of the citizens of Berbice. Mr. Chairman, your institution will have a key role to play in the revitalization of this important sector of our economy. And so, although your mission is to provide your customers with the best mortgages and savings product, it is expected that at this troubled time, your support to Berbice will involve a great amount of thinking and innovation to ensure that appropriate financial products and services are delivered to the communities. Mr. Chairman, the government is aspiring to structural transformation in Guyana to foster inclusive growth and poverty reduction. This is a defining moment for our country, with oil and gas on the horizon. Economic development will be our primary goal. Also, that development should be sustainable, balanced, and diversified. And last but not least, that development should bring social harmony, with all sectors of the country sharing the fruits of Guyana's success. We will ensure that all citizens, regardless of geographic location, benefit from these resources. Already, the government has been developing local content legislation to ensure that Guyanese skills are optimally utilized in the emerging oil and gas sector. The draft legislation is being reviewed to ensure that it meets with the requirements and expectations of our citizens. Berbice will feature prominently in the development of these resources. In that respect, the government is studying investment proposals worth over $500 million to build an onshore oil and gas facility to serve as a logistics and supply base to the offshore production. Construction of this facility will see as many as 600 new jobs being created. The construction of the facility will precipitate the need for a diverse set of skills, which I am sure can be found right here in Berbice, since Berbicians are historically known for their skills and their brilliance. The other spin-off benefits from such a massive investment will include the multiplier effect on other industries such as food, hospitality, entertainment, tourism, and housing. I am therefore urging the people of Berbice not to let doom and gloom dominate their psyche, but to see strength in adversity and seize the moment to prepare for the whole new vista that is unfolding. As the saying goes, when life throws you a lemon, use it to make lemonade. Mr. Chairman, the provision and access to adequate housing is a core element of social welfare and economic development in any country. Housing is one of the three basic needs that are common to all individuals, the others being food and clothing. Housing also has the potential to translate into poverty reduction, since the acquisition of a home can provide the collateral that is necessary to access financial products and services from the formal financial institutions. As indicated by sociologist and Pulitzer Prize winner Matthew Desmond, jobs, schooling, and social services are not enough to solve poverty as long as people could not afford a stable place to call home. Although housing is crucially important, Guyana has a significant housing gap with an immense demand for housing that far outstrips the supply. The gap is reduced by rental housing for the most part, but the exorbitant rents make this option unaffordable for many households, triggering a growth in squatting and slum dwellings. It is to address this problem that the government has developed a white paper that shapes the national housing policy, the objective of which is to ensure adequate and affordable delivery of housing to low-income earners, state employees, and youths, among other categories. And although the New Building Society has been doing an exceptional job in granting mortgages to individuals to procure their homes, the government is aware that the housing gap can only be filled partially by mortgages. Hence, the government is putting other innovative financing mechanisms in place. But regardless of the source of financing, prudence must be exercised because mortgages are the single major household liability and can be a major exposure to mortgage lenders. It is a fact that non-performing loans are at a high level because of the financial sector's exposure to a few core areas that have been underperforming recently. Innovation and instruments in new sectors will result in diversification of financial institutions' loan portfolio, which is necessary to preserve financial soundness and stability. At the same time, the Bank of Guyana, as the regulatory and supervisory authority, is enhancing its capacity to reduce systemic risks and preserve financial stability. Access to borrowing will require adequate financial intermediation and the need for adequate investment opportunities for financial institutions. We are aware that many institutions invest abroad to take advantage of lucrative investment opportunities and diversify their investment portfolio. However, recent measures imposed by the Financial Action Task Force have resulted in a ubiquitous de-risking practice that has caused many international financial institutions to sever or reduce their relationship with countries that are perceived as high risk. Some of our local financial institutions have been affected by this development in different ways. Some institutions could not process transactions for their customers, while others have been denied the opportunity to take advantage of lucrative international investment opportunities. You are probably aware that the de-risking issue is receiving attention at the highest levels, but we are also taking initiative to strengthen our local anti-money laundering regime by putting the necessary measures in place. In this regard, the country has made significant progress in building the Financial Intelligence Unit and the necessary enactment and amendment to the principal and anti-money laundering legislation. We have also completed our first money laundering terrorist financing national risk assessment in April to identify sectors and products that pose money laundering and terrorist financing risk to Guyana. It has informed the adoption of a risk-based approach to the mitigation of these risks. Because the banking sector and the financial sector as a whole are severely exposed to money laundering risks, I'm expecting that financial institutions will continue to put the necessary compliance measures in place to lend support to the process. For a long time, local financial institutions have complained of limited opportunities for investment in Guyana. I'm aware that there is a great amount of liquidity in the financial system, and many of the Guyana Treasury bills auctions are oversubscribed. We are working to address this problem. We have received advice from an international institution on the issuance of longer-term government papers. This and other measures are being done to create a sophisticated and deeper financial market that will be beneficial to all our stakeholders. So, Mr. Chairman, in closing, I will urge New Building Society to constantly review its performance against the general market conditions and think of innovative ways to grow your business. Consider the possibility of adding value to your lending, but make sure you identify the market first before taking on the additional challenge. Most businesses fail because they fail to properly identify or secure their market. People usually give up when the market is depressed. If anything, a depressed market is an opportunity to explore alternative business prospects. Guyana needs a generation of entrepreneurs and risk takers to spur the economy. The economy of Berbice needs believers to revitalize and grow it. And the New Building Society is best positioned to help in that growth. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let me congratulate the Board of Directors, management, and staff of the New Building Society on the commissioning of this new branch office. I thank you for listening and hope that the addition of yet another branch of NBS in the Berbice area will serve the citizens and the communities well. Thank you very much.